Welcome to the My Narrative podcast. I'm your host, Yafa Ares. The following is a conversation with Antonio Grasso. Antonio is the founder and CEO of Italian startup Digital Business Innovation. He's regarded as one of the top digital transformation influencers. He's an advisor and enterprise and public sector consultant and mentor to numerous startups. Ciao, Antonio. Shall I say just ciao? How are you doing?
Ciao, Yafa. Very fine. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Cool. It's really great to have you. So would you like to maybe, as a starter, to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yes, sure. I am an entrepreneur, but now I'm an entrepreneur in the last year. But I work in the information technology field from 1983, so 38 years ago. It's a lot of time. I started as developers, and then now I run my own startup. I become starting 3 years ago on social media. I started writing on social media. And now I have almost 1 million followers on 4 channels, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And this is very amazing to me because I did never expect something like that. But now I run a company. Half of my revenue comes from a real project, a technological project. We bring startups from idea to success with patents, etc. And then I have many collaborations with large brands about how to discuss, how to introduce the value proposition, because technology today is no more technology like some years ago, accelerator, accounting, supply chain, etc. Technology now is opening many other ways, enabling new way to do business. So it's changing the business model from inside. That's it. So.
Sweet. And well, congrats, for your success. And you're not done yet. You're still on your journey. So let's talk about your journey so far. I saw you published a couple of articles related to your projects, whether it's digital humanity and the search for intelligent twins, the key to addressing common automation challenges, transforming customer service and take it to the next level. So would you like to maybe shine a light on the projects that you've led, tangible projects for your clients all around digital accelerations, and maybe something that capture like the real challenges of it, meaning not just tech, but it's a mixture of managing also people, processes, and all of that?
Yeah, every project is like this. Every project I run in the real world. So sorry if I say the real world, but it's different, because now we are still divided between the digital world and the real world. Can be in the future we are both in a whole world, but now we need to distinguish between real life project and social media activities, because on social media, yes, you can talk of everything, you can appear expert, but sometimes you are not an expert because you are talking on something that you read on newspaper. So it's sufficient that you share this article to be recognized as an expert. But when you go in real life, it's a bit difficult. It's a bit different, especially when you do activity for a patent or in IoT, in using artificial intelligence, etc. So currently, for example, I'm running a couple of projects in Italy for 2 startups. They are both patented. I help them to understand also which kind of a patent we must ask. We ask patent. We received funds from government, Italian government, financed the project. This is amazing. This awesome because it's facilitating the delivery and the build of a project. So every project, but if you want to talk, one of the top projects I ran in the last year is the one for electronic signature and digital document management in the Ministry of Interior for Italian government. I was the project manager. It was a 2 million software project, so it's a big software project. We was 100 developers, testers, etc. It was really difficult, but we did it. We did it with success. So we are here to try to do other kind of.
Okay, fantastic. And so far your projects have been pretty much focused around the Eurozone / Italy, correct, Antonio?
Yes, almost all the projects are for European, but I worked 5 years from 2009 to 2015, so 6 years for a financial hub in USA. I was collaborating with 3 of the top financial firms in USA to build a robo assistant for trading. You know, in 2009 was really at the beginning of technology that helping augmenting traders. So my expertise was used by in this team that was an heterogeneous team with analysts, traders, and I was representing information technology. This is the one of the big projects I ran for USA company. But the most of them are, yes, for European and Italian, especially Italian government, public sector, and enterprises.
Okay, awesome. And I mean, you've worked in quite a wide range of, I guess, technological, sorry, can I say that today? Technological domain, sorry. Have you worked also on smart cities?
Let me say, smart cities, it's a paradigm. You know, when you say smart city, you refer to the use of technology to digitalize or digitize services in urban area. Services can be parking, can be urban mobility, can be waste management, or can be, something like that. So when you think about smart city, you must think about different projects that work at unison, work together. So doing a smart city is more like an orchestration of technology. You need the technology orchestrator. Yes, I work in many smart city projects, but you have not, if you read, this is a smart city project. For example, I worked on a project that was optimizing waste management for a company, digitalizing waste management. In another case, I worked for parking. So when you use Internet of Things, you use artificial intelligence, use big data analytics to understand what is happening, reading data, you are doing, this project can be classified as a smart city project, but really smart city is not a technology. Smart city is a paradigm that embrace everything you can do from that. Yeah, it's this is one of the problem. You know, when we talk about a paradigm, we can go in error. We can be mistake by calling it a technology. In reality, it's not a technology. In reality.
Got you, and thank you for clarifying that. I want you to share your honest opinions, I guess, around this. I guess, I mean, we're seeing around the world, governments are trying to improve urban life by adopting, whether it's digital technologies or filling our cities with like sensors and all of that. Who are these projects really benefiting in your views, and really how smart are they? I'm trying to play devil's advocate here and just trying to think tangibly, practically, if we actually solving real problems in our communities, and whether or not it's not better to invest in other ways, whether it's housing, schools, education, kind of like baseline. For instance, we're seeing like the rise of projects that have not be fully implemented, like for instance, Sidewalk from Google in Canada and other parts of the world, because actually local communities have raised their voice saying that this is actually not solving real problems, and they do not want these sensors, streets filled with sensors, thinking that actually these projects are not actually truly benefit the people, but at the end, the companies that orchestrate these things.
Yeah, this is a real problem. Yeah, I want to say thank you for raising this problem. It is something that I live every day. I live every day with this kind of opinion, objection. Is this useful? Let me say, I worked on a project to analyze analyze air quality and block the circulation inside a specific area when the algorithm predict based on experience, predict the future traffic jam to avoid that, the pollution is rising up. So in this case, I think this is beneficial to people that live in that area. Let me say another project I worked on was the parking allotment. Parking allotment is something that you can, using an app, come in our city and then you will be directly addressed to that specific parking because there it is free. Yeah, this you can argue. This is I don't know if this is very useful. I can respond yes because can be useful because you are not wasting your time walking around finding for a parking and pollute the air, etc. But I agree with you. I agree. Many times technology is used as a weapon for profit and not only a weapon to help other people. This is inside us. This is because we drive technology. It's not a fault, technology fault in itself. Technology is neutral, depending on how we use. We have a kitchen knife that is it's not a weapon indeed. It's a kitchen knife. You can cut bread, you can cook cheese, etc. But it can become a weapon if you use in the wrong way. So I think technology is something, sorry if I do this parallel, but it's something that can be assessed like this, depend on your ethics, depend on your attitude. If you want to give technology a purpose, a common purpose, a sign of benefit other people. But seeing this, I want to say that we must not assume position because we are against digital or against technology. This is not an intelligent take on technology. We must balance the adoption technology with the benefit, how it can benefit humankind, can be urban area, etc. But let me say, technology now is a weapon. We can use it for good or we can use for evil. This is, it's depend on us. So people drive every time. People can be said, I know, because was better than we let drive by artificial intelligence that has no emotion, no bias, nothing. It's neutral. But we will not be even more humans. We will become software algorithms, and I don't like it. I want to be part of a community that thinks about something holistic view about I must do this, but if I do it that way, I can recover both of beneficial for progress, for profit, for people, etc. So basically, it depends on us.
It depends on us. Cool. Well, hopefully, yeah, we'll be able to, again, I'm not against technology, obviously. Yeah, my profile probably speaks volume. I love it. But again, it's about maybe sometimes not doing things for the sake of it and just think practically on how we can elevate our lives using technology, right? And not diminishing it. So basically amplifying, being more human via tech and not the other way around. So yeah, that's interesting. So Antonio, I think, well, you worked with so many different sizes and types of organizations, from corporations all the way down to startups. Do you want to share with us, like from your own experience and eyes, the key differences that you saw, whether it's how they organize teams, how they manage people, process, culture, everything in between?
Yeah. Let me say, when you are in contact with large organization, you discover a world that you do not expect, because from outside you say, oh, watch that, it's a big organization, 300,000 employees. 50 billion US dollar in revenue. It's a big organization. It's a perfectly organized. Well, sometimes this is not the reality, you know, because many times you can have difficult because big companies, processes are complex. It's made of various business units, various functions, various. Sometimes it's hard to communicate between. Like on contrary, the startups are smaller, are more humans. You know the founder, the co-founder, you know this, so you have a personal relationship. I made mentorship for a lot of startups. I work also with the WIF as accredited and qualified global mentor. I got the opportunity to talk about their business idea with many people, and that was really amazing. So in one hand, you have simplicity at work, you have a human contact at work, but you have no resources, you have no money to do what you do. So startups must find venture capitalists, finance. On the other hand, you have a large organization, they are institutions, they don't have financial problem just let me say it's a simplification, but it's something that they do not feel the same struggling like we can feel financially, let me say. But they have difficult. They have difficult that when you need to change organization and procedure rules, it's a mess. It's a nightmare. Sometimes it's a nightmare. What I am understanding now is that many large multinational companies, especially the one I work with, because I really like to work with, they are devoted to diversity, inclusion. They are signing corporate social responsibility. They are following enterprise sustainability, governance. I don't want to talk about a single company because they look like promoting one company, but every company, every large multinational company, tech multinational company I collaborate with, all of them are absolutely sensible to diversity, inclusion, and fostering accessibility, a bit less on sustainability. They want to do, but sustainability, you know, impact the business model, impact how you made the product. This is a bit hard. One thing is to marry an ideal, fostering diversity, inclusion in your employee, for example, for our employee. Another thing is change our entire supply chain, because we must shift from a product in another, designing a different product, because it must be more sustainable. But let me say, the future can be different, because many companies are most sensitive to this topic, these arguments.
Okay, cool. And do you think that, and I'm just throwing random things here, so let's see where we're going with that. But do you think that big corporations, or like you said, they are like institutions. Do you think that in order to survive, they will have to relook on how they operate? Meaning, maybe cut, not, I guess reorganizing their workforce, you know, break down whether it's functions or work as squads or whatever that is, in order to have the same agility, speed that startups have on the market?
No, they don't. If you talk about agility, I don't think. We can talk about resilience. Yes, there are more and more resilience against a startup, but they are not agile like can be a startup, because you cannot imagine authorization process in a large multinational company made of 200 units around the world. How you can manage many product lines, research and development. It's a bit hard. Talk about agility, honestly, I don't think about organization, but they are resilient. They are resilient, they have money to invest in research and development, they have money to move on this field. The problem is that I think we need to change also in company, we need to change our, let me say again, our purpose. It's not only to create a profit. But when I say that, can be Antonio, you can say, someone can argue, Antonio is an activist. No, I'm not an activist in real world, but I like the you know, to equalize some view. I like justice. We don't have, we can do more. Let me say, we can do more. Yeah, I want to close with, we can do more.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, you don't have to be an activist per se. I mean, I don't really like label neither. I'm just value driven, I guess, just kind of human common sense almost, right? Without falling into necessarily specific boxes or categories. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, to be honest, and with you, in my views and the way I look at it, sometimes it looks like many companies fall under like performative actions, to be honest, ticking boxing exercise, with this whole marketing of it just looks like a facade. Sometimes it's just funny to watch, and I'm being super honest, and I don't know if you think the same, but you don't have to share your views on that one. But it's just interesting to see. Anyways, let's move on. So okay, I want to talk to you about people again. I mean, teams, right? I think you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you think or that baby boomers are sort of precious resource in the company. They have the experience and maturity that is essential for any companies really, and to operate in effective ways. So I'm not being nice to you today, Emma. I want to push you a little bit, and I want to ask you to develop on this idea a bit more. Me personally, I don't really think in terms of age. And again, we're all different based on our own experience, environment, nurture, you name it. But because personally, from experience, I met people of all age across all my experiences, and I worked in many countries, and sometimes actually it doesn't tell you much. I found that the depth of experience and the breadth of knowledge formed someone's richness in some ways, and it's kind of like your chronological age can be completely different from your actual metabolic age, and vice versa. So I would love you to develop a bit more on that, and I would love to hear your views. I'm super curious, and I would welcome any views that you may have on that.
Yeah, I like your vision about you know, the human put on the stage. This is very important. Referring about baby boomers, I am one of the last in the last class of baby boomers, so can be I'm biased. I'm biased describing this, but let me say, I started my startup when I was 54 years old. Was no, sorry, 52 years old. I'm wrong. 52 years old. I started. Sorry. I touched the keyboard erroneously. I started my startup when I was 52 years old. I started becoming an influencer at 54 years old. So I want to say that everything is possible if you want to do it. If you have inside you, the burning desire that you want to become that way, you want to do something that is not only useful to you. Yes, it is. You need, because you need to live, it is important, but also useful to other people, because we live in an interconnected world. And more than interconnected, let me say, our world we are becoming interdependent each other. This morning, I was in a fireside chat at the Circular Economy Powers, an event organized by C-Voucher, is an organization by European Commission about sustainability, circular economy, etc. I was invited for a fireside chat. I said this morning that sustainability is in each of us, and you must also use the best as you can to spread other, because we use, for example, we are talking, I'm using a computer that I didn't build it. You are at your home wearing your headset. that you buy from other. We are using internet connection that is built and maintained by other people. So we cannot say, we cannot be selfish no more. We must share with other people, because we live in interconnected and we are ever more interdependent. They look the same, but they are not the same. You can be interconnected, but you cannot be dependent from. But now we are interdependent. So we need to foster a better world. It's easy to say a better world, but sometimes you must focus on how this world can become a better world. It depends on us. Each of us have the power to change the future of our life. So, returning on the point on, are baby boomers important in the workplace? I think yes. I'm living one of my beautiful experience in my life. I have my daughter. My daughter is a young. She is 26 years old. Is an engineer. Is coming in my company to work with me. I am very proud of her, but I am appreciating. Wow, this is a sponge. It's a sponge. Is something that the curve and learn is absolutely fast. So we, as baby boomers, we can experience a longer learning curve for something, because we born in the 1964 without a cell phone, without digital computer, big as a building, etc. But now digital technology is helping young people, Gen Z, millennials, to enter in a new world. So I'm experienced with her that the learning curve, it's really fast. It's really fast, and it is very important. But she misses experience. She misses experience, but she has a lot of ingenuity, but without experience. And sometimes this can be harmful. So if you put together both the ingenuity of young people, the burning desire of young people, with experience and mindset of baby boomers, can be the perfect fit for any business outcome or adventure, in my opinion. I don't know if my speech is biased because my daughter is working with me in my company, but I'm convinced of it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing your views, and yeah, I really appreciate it. So talking about entrepreneurship, in your views, what are the, in order to be successful as an entrepreneur, what are the questions that you think that you must be able to answer as an entrepreneur starting out there?
I respond to you at this question talking a bit about my social channel on Instagram and Facebook. As you know, because I think you saw that channels, the channels are devoted to motivate and push people in developing countries, especially in developing countries, to become entrepreneurs. Why? I'm not selling any service to them. I'm not selling anything. I don't want to sell mentorship. It's free. If you want to like my page, you see my post, stop. If it can help you. Because I think entrepreneurship is the biggest driver for them to grab people on the class, on the layer, in the bottom layer. Sorry, I need to explain what is my vision about the country developer. Each country is like a cake. Each cake has layers. You know, you have the bottom layers that has the most poor people. Let me, you have the top layers that is the richest one. The difference between developed countries and developing countries is the intermediate layers, because in each country we have the extreme poverty and the extreme richness. In Italy, in UK, in Zambia, in South Africa, everywhere. The problem is how big is the middle layer. The middle layer of people that can do, are able to do something to grab out other people from poverty. So I think injecting knowledge, injecting my life experience, in sharing with them my real life experience, because each post I publish on Instagram and on Facebook has a bit of me inside. Really, really, each post is something that I really try, because they can grab up, they can create progress, but real progress is not assistance. It's not like assist the people. Yeah, I give you money. Yes, if you give me money, I'm happy. Thank you. But I'm at the same spot. In the next month, I will need other money. But if you do, in the end of young people, if you do some weapons to try to watch inside him, to think, what is my purpose on this life? What I want to do? What is my burning desire? Can I do this? Can I find a spot where I can create value for me, for my family, and then enlarging the circle for other people in my country? I can help creating jobs. It's easy, but if you become an entrepreneur, you can create jobs. You can help other people developing, directly creating jobs, or indirectly in the supply chain. You can buy services or product from other people. So I think we need to invest on this middle layer. This middle layer made of people that are willing to do and they have a bit of ability, possibility to do, but they miss motivation because they live in countries where, let me say, many countries are, the government is corrupted, injustice, dictatorship. So you have really, they have a big problem. Compared to us, people that live in Italy, in France, in Germany, in USA, in Canada, in developed countries, we have a problem, yes. But our problem are a percentile of that problem. So I think you need to help them also, not only with how to make a startup, what is a business plan, what is a pitch, what mean executive summary, what mean competitor analysis. You also need to motivate them, saying just don't give up. Don't give up, because it's the life is not linear. The life is not linear. You can have up, down. I know, because I have a company. I experience on my skin what mean have a bad company, what mean a company that is not going, you have no money, you have a financial issue, you have a, wow, it is something that I love. I'm not perfect, I'm not a rich guy that is, okay, I am Mr. Richness. No, I am a normal guy. Yes, I love better because now I have many contracts, etc. I'm satisfied. And then I understood that in this context, I must do something for others, because only if they develop, they move forward. Everyone, all together, we can create a better world, and they can change. Let me say forever, not to change for 1 month or for 2 months. They can change forever. So put yourself in action. Share a bit of you. We have social media that is a powerful weapon to reach other people, but don't reach other people with only commenting, messaging, or giving hate, or saying wrong thing. Reach other people on what you have inside. Share what you have inside. Many times I said, don't send only electrons over the internet. Send also a bit of you. That is, I think, is the best thing you can do nowadays.
Thank you. Words of wisdom. So talking about your successful ventures and business that you have built, what is your approach to set meaningful goals as an entrepreneur?
You must decide it. You must decide it. If you want to reach a goal, you need to work hard. You need to work hard, but the problem is also you need to be resilient, something that we told them, because it's not a linear activity. Idea, success, it's one line. No, it's a zigzag. Go up, go down, go up, go down, and then finally you can find it. So my goals are something that I can do, something that I can realize. I cannot say, yeah, no, my goal is I want to go on the moon. Yes, but you cannot do. I want to build rockets, but you cannot do it. Not you have no experience. So start from you. Start from your knowledge. Start from your skill. Start from what you love to do. Starting from this, you can build one step at a time. You can set your goals, set your plan, write your plans, try to find other people that helps you, and then you can absolutely realize your desire, but don't be, you need to be motivated, sorry, don't give up at the first fault. The fault is normal. I responded a comment yesterday. Yesterday was a comment on my post on Facebook because I published 32 ways to become more productive. You know, one of these, the number 26 or 27 was fail fast. Many people say, Antonio, what mean fail fast? Yes, guys, fail fast means if the things go wrong and don't go better, many times it's better to destroy and rebuild other than continue this way. So fail fast. If you see that your company is not doing it, okay, drop it, build another business model that revolve for sure around your experience and your life.
Thank you. Thanks, Antonio. I'm conscious you don't have much time today because you're a busy entrepreneur, but I always ask this question to my guest. What are the skills and or character traits that helped you so far in your life?
You have skills, about skill, you have, in my opinion, you have hard skill that is based on your learning, your schools, etc. But today you also must must adopt soft skills that are very important. And I'm not talking about digital because, you know, it's something that is become standard. It's not. One thing that I discussed last time with SAS, the Global Forum, is data literacy. Data literacy is very important today. You cannot miss to use data to create insights. So one of the most important skills for entrepreneurs this time is you have the weapon, you have the tools to analyze data. And remember, when you analyze data, no matter it's a scientific decision, it's not something that you made on your emotion or because something happened. So my best advice to the soft skill, use data literacy, use data, govern and manage the data, and use data to decide what is your future. Yes, for sure, you have use digital. This is by default, but also empathy. Empathy is another another soft skill that you must have. Open mindset and open to collaboration. This is the best advice I can say.
Thank you so much, Antonio. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. Thank you for your generous insights, your time. You have a great spirit, and thank you for the chat. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks to you, Rafa, for inviting me. I really appreciate your commitment doing this, because you are doing it because you like, you are passionate for it, and this is the best way to do this. So I want to say thank you, and I want to give you a big desire for your success in what you are doing.
Cheers. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to the Mind Narrative podcast. If you enjoy the content, we welcome your support by contributing on Patreon. Find out more at mindnarrative.co.uk. Bye.